I think we're going to get some elevation. Someone is going to get upset, but that's okay because everybody has a voice on my show. All right. If you want to jump in here in the live studio, I got 10 seats. Um, just send me the, a message and I'll get you in here for the live joint. Tonight, Leshon and my cousin Spencer are going to talk about their views about the modern woman's attitude towards men and dating. The reason that's important is because if we don't have some sort of unity of thought and unity of purpose, we'll never have unity in the community, right? It starts in the home, people. Our relationships is very important. So make sure that you stay tuned. We're going to get them in here. We're going to get it popping. Tomorrow, don't forget, I'm going to put the email address. Don't forget to go to host of YAM at gmail.com and put down and send us your reels and your memes. Tomorrow we'll be judging the funniest ones, and some folks will come up with some free services and gifts and all that stuff like that. It's your mess turned into Live Your Truth 2023. You already know what it is. And get it going. So we want to make sure that tonight we give the men the opportunity to come at the ladies, right? Let's go. We're going to lock in tonight. I want y'all to know that podcasting is something that I really, hold on. Let me make sure real quick. I be podcasting without making sure I do this. And that's my bad, y'all. Because I'm sharing devices. The Bluetooth is on, so I know that y'all not hearing me. Let's go. Give myself a round of applause. Go, Ty. When you share stuff, you got to make sure you double check everything. All right. Clearly, you can tell from this tight little shirt I got on, I've been working out. So what's it going to take to get you guys to subscribe? I got, way more views than I got subscribers. So y'all let me know what y'all think I should do to get more subscribers, because y'all watching this show, but you're not subscribing to my YouTube channel. If y'all want me to be able to give big prizes and big prize giveaways and stuff because y'all watch my show, I need to get that thing sponsored, man. We need to get up to 1,000, all right? So like, post, share, have everybody that you know, go ahead. If 100 of y'all get 10 people, I can incentivize that thing, man, and we can go crazy. All right, let me go right here. Make sure y'all send y'all reels. I want somebody to win something this week, so make sure y'all send y'all reels to host of YM. I'm gonna put it in the comment section right now. So what we're doing today, I'm really excited to see what the points of views, because I talked to these young gentlemen. I told them, like, don't just be talking off the cuff. Have some research, all right? So we're going to see if they did their research. Make sure you send in your reels and your memes, all that stuff, to host of YM at gmail.com. That's my podcasting email address. And I want y'all to commit yourself to being as funny as possible, entertaining as possible. We're going to break some folks out, all right? If you want to get a good look, make sure that you go there, you do that. I'm pinning everything up so it's good. Bam. Y'all see it. What's going on, DJ Uzi? That's what I'm talking about, everybody. DJ Uzi, one of the hottest DJs in the DFW, man. You welcome to jump in here too, bro. We over here on YouTube at Taibu Muadi. We going crazy. Tonight, Leshon and Spencer, they're going to join us in a couple of minutes. If you want the link to join us too, we're talking the modern woman's attitude towards dating and relationships. These fellas got some stuff to get off their chest, and we're going to hear them out, all right? My cousin spent, both the gentlemen are in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So shout out to the 414, the 608. It's going down. You already know, fam. It's a lockdown. If y'all haven't checked out my man DJ Uzi at Temptations, other locations that DJ's at, man, he's on. I follow him on Instagram. Love his music, man. Love his flavor. He's been doing it for a long time. I'm a new jack to the area, so I appreciate being embraced by DJ Uzi and the Tycoon Commission. Everybody out there at Temptations in Arlington. Let's go. Shout out to everybody doing that thing. you know, Bo, Derek, everybody out there, Chris, everybody out there doing their thing. It's exciting. 2023, do something fresh. All right. Do something fresh 2023. I'm not even going to wait. I'm going to let y'all know right now. If you look back over my episodes, what you'll see is a lot of modern minded women saying really crazy stuff. If I ask the women, if I say, hey, you know, how many men can a woman be with intimately and still be considered marriage worthy? And so many of them was like, oh, there shouldn't be no number. I say unlimited is unacceptable, right? And then I shame them. I mean, it's the real, you know. Oh, what about you guys? What about us guys? Let us get 100% approval, ladies. Right now, I want y'all, every guy that hollers at you, give him some. How about that? Let's get that kicked off. Y'all want to be like us? Let's be like y'all. Don't tell us no. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell us no at all. If a guy holler at you, I don't care if he butt ugly and busted broke. If he holler at you, don't tell him no. Because a lot of y'all beautiful broke bras out there doing the same thing. Don't tell that fool no. Give it up. Every time a fool come at you and want something, give it up. Then talk about being like us. Until then, slap yourselves. All right? Keep it 100. Y'all can't be like us. Stop trying to be like us and letting everybody jump off into between your legs. All right? Bottom line. It's nasty. Um all right. Get messages and stuff like that. So what's the next step for us as a community, right, to see these things? If y'all watch my Tuesday episode, you will know that we put some things out there, like what's our community's greatest challenge, you know, as far as progress is concerned, meaningful progress. Um, the disappearing of black love just can't just there's I mean there's no way I can understate what that meant when it went bye-bye. So I followed it up with like, are we just a culture of addicts? You know, we can't focus on this real unity movement because we're addicted to something. I mean, don't jump down my throat, right? But most of us are addicted to something. Yeah. Some person, some substance, material wealth, right? Just addicts. Here's the issue. The addictions, all right, are distractions from the cause. And the cause, people, is worthy. Imagine with me for a second until my bros jump in here. Imagine with me for a second if people actually saw something change when it needed to. After the first time an officer got caught on tape, shooting and killing an unarmed African person. You know, that's loss of life. Man, that should be a reason for any company to change. Can you imagine working in a warehouse where a company didn't take greater safety measures after somebody got ran over by a forklift? You know, coming out the aisle, the forklift run them down, they die. Would can you imagine that warehouse like that was their fault? They were told to look at the little mirrors on the ceiling and to listen and to be aware. Our forklifts need to get through. Our forklifts need to get the stuff loaded on the trucks. Our forklifts Our product going out the door is more important than your life. So it's on you to be safe and look both ways. I mean, imagine them not laying down the yellow lines for forklifts, got to stay off those lines, let people walk. Imagine that nothing was done. And then next week, someone else gets run over. And the next week, two people get run over. Like, how could that company survive that? I don't want to hear about a benevolent society of a police union. A police union? I mean, so for those of you who haven't watched Dahmer, you know, but if you had, you know, you see how those policemen that let that young Oriental boy die at the hands of Jeffrey Dahmer, like they were unwilling to throw them under the bus. And so they elevated them and gave them, you know, they called them heroes. Heroes, that's what they called them. So imagine a world where we as a people aren't addicted to substances and other stuff, and we're not distracted. So the next time it happens, God forbid, but the next time it happens, we're not too distracted to pull a Roberto Duran and say no mas. Say no mas. That's it. We shutting it down. Now I'm not talking about the rioting and looting, free TVs. Shut it down. I'm not talking about keeping cars from going over bridges. Shutting it down. Nah. There's 40 million African people living in the North America. Put it like that. 40 million. Y'all can go on y'all phone and fact check it right now and look to see how many law enforcement officers there are. Then you can look to see how many active military servicemen and women there are. We have the numbers. We can just shut it down by saying no mas and just shut it down. If we're not distracted, the next time they take the life of an unarmed African person, we can shut it down. We don't have to do like them peacekeepers, oath keepers, whatever it was called. We don't gotta storm the Capitol. We can shut it down. All right. This is just a suggestion. But can you imagine that? Can you imagine the next time it happens, we shut it down? That we go on social media and we post, it looks like this. When you see this right here, when you see this, then everybody, when you see this right here, when you see this hashtag come out right there, we shut it down. All 40 million of us. There's so many of us, they don't even have enough bullets to kill all of us if we all just shut it down. They can't even come at us like that. Many of you watching this podcast have kids. Now, I have 4 of my own. And I just can't reconcile within myself to just sit back and watch them watching the same TV and leave this world the way it is to them, the way it is. And I think Dr. King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, I think the Black Panthers, I think everybody that put their life on the line for positive social progress felt the same way when they looked their kids in the eye. They knew they couldn't leave the world the way it was to their seed. I agree with them. All right. And look, forgive me. Don't let me forget to mention the women of the movement. There, Emmett Till's mom. She jumped out there and did her thing. You got the Zora Neale Hurston. You got the Maya Angelou's. People raising awareness about the plight of the African people. Plenty of Europeans out there that was doing their thing and putting work in. Right. I'm talking about this is what it is. I mean, we don't talk enough about this, but let me talk about this. Christy comes on the show and she doesn't even realize that she has culturally biased attitudes towards African people while she has African kids. Oh yeah. But I'm saying though, she seems like the kind of person that even though she has slightly culturally biased views against African people, she's not the kind of person that'll get out there on the front lines and die with and for African people. All right. Unraveling people, unraveling this great mystery. Every European born in this society has easy street. I don't care how lowly they're born, easy street. Likewise, every African person, I don't care how much he has or how much she has, still considered a nigga. And is potentially subject to having their life taken in a heartbeat. For those of you who rather die on your feet than live on your knees, is the Citizens Justice League. All right. We'll get into that more later. Right now, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and load up. So, my cousin Spencer and my man Leshon, like, they both was really into this conversation we was having. They were having this conversation. We were all tied into it. And they're like, man, the modern woman, she's all about money. Like, modern women make it seem like you have to pay to be in their presence. And I'm not against taking care of a sister, man. I'm not against that at all. What I think that they were trying to get across is like, ladies, for one, you can make your own money. Probably a lot easier than we can really get on out here. It's still like that, like a reverse of the 90s, 50s, and 60s. Y'all can get on. So why would your first initial interest be how much I can provide for you financially before you get to know each other personally? Boom. It's tough. It's tough, folks. And I had somebody at my desk today break down in tears because they weren't happy with their, you know, situation. Tears. I'm talking about that's how emotional our world is. Somebody can be just bust out crying or lose it as you're handling your daily functions. So a lot of people are going without key motivation. They're going without love. They're going without real companionship. They're not socially calibrated. They're just going without. And it's building up and mounting up until boom, there's an explosion. We don't want that. We have to come on here, you guys, and get that together. Have to. Appreciate everybody on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Now, let's follow. If I can say one thing about the modern woman versus the traditional woman, I would say there has to be a sense of freedom attached to it. There has to be a sense of pure joy attached to that freedom. But it could all be a mirage. Oh, yeah. The small sacrifice of being humble and being subservient at certain times, or excuse me, not being, but feeling subservient, but really all you're really doing is catering to the person that you've chosen to be with. I mean, it's all about perspective. It is. But I would rather be in that situation than to be sitting down on my, you know, turf, not doing anything. Now, I can smile easy and say that this podcast has brought me a lot of good stuff, a lot of new positive connections. Um, I didn't do so well with people when I was younger, and I'm not doing so well now. But I have a stronger prayer life, definitely, and I have a stronger prayer life, and I just feel like I'm more elevated in my thinking now than before. My cousin Spencer, everybody, what's going on, money?
Sorry I'm running late. I'm just trying to take care of some stuff.
Okay, all right, it's all good. We glad to have you. So, I didn't know if you was coming. You know, Shay, she's sick, so I don't know if she's gonna jump in. So, I was, I
Yeah.
had, I had said what I had said. I was getting ready to shut it down. Like I say, shut it down. But I'm glad you jumped in here. Give the audience, if you will, just give them just, you know, I'm gonna shut up. Just give them the full demonstration. When you say that it's pretty much the point where women just feel like a man had to pay them to be in their presence. You said that. Hopefully, some of the guys that I see look through it, get it right. Talk to us about that.
Well, from how it's going now, like I don't know if it's just really the new generation, but like you mentioned before, like the dating prostitution, it seems like it's just growing out of control with it. And now, like women feel like they get comfortable with the fact that a man has to pay them to just to be by their side for their time, everything. It's just like when it just comes to a point where it's just you just want to have time without having money involved.
Right, right.
But now it feels like the women, like the newer generation of women, just feel like, oh, you got to only way you got to be near me, you have to have money. To just to even talk to me or even hold my hand, you got to have money.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
it's very sad in this case of it.
yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I don't know. I just feel a little uncomfortable with them not wanting to hop in here and like defend the fact
Yeah,
that you're basically calling them new age gold diggers. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even
And
think
then,
to be honest, because I don't even think that's the term anymore for a gold digger. It's not even like they. It, uh, it's just like it's just basically is new. Isn't this is the new form of basically prostitution? It's just this is a new form of it, and I'm gonna have to put it in that perspective because it seems like it's just falling that way, and they some of these women are comfortable with that, and that's is it's heartbreaking and it's sad.
yeah, sounds like it. Uh, what interests me about this whole show, though, tonight is this. Specifically, we don't do names. It's your
Yeah.
life. You can if you want to, but we don't do names. But specifically, give us one example of a time when a female, when you felt like she should have had no right to expect you to come out your pocket. But, you know, just talk to us about that. You just one experience, one situation where, you were put on the spot to pay for some food or something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, a situation where, she wasn't okay with you going Dutch. Talk to us. Give us something real.
Like like a like it's like a I could say a few weeks back, like it's just weird and random. Like I get like these weird, like I could say on my Instagram, like out of the blue, some chick will hit me up on my page, like trying to come at me in the weirdest way possible. Like first they try to befriend you, trying to be like, hey, how you doing and stuff like that. And I'm like, my question is like, hey. do I know you?
Right.
Because I don't know anything about you. And then I ask them like, okay, where do you know me from or whatever, and they can't come up with that answer. And then the other thing that comes out of their mouth was like, oh, would you like to buy some content? Yeah.
So there are bots posing as real women.
No, these I don't, some of them just be regular women. They just do that, and they just want people to subscribe to their stuff. And then you have some of these women out here to be like, they don't need a man for their money or whatever. But what are you doing then if you don't need a man for their money? You actually asking them for money, whether you look at it or not. You kind of contradict yourself.
It's despicable.
And it gets sad. I had a friend from high school, like she just tried to, like, I don't know if she got out of a bad relationship, but then eventually just
That'll do it.
like she broke, like she like later on down the line, I'm thinking like we just talking to be cool and just conversate and be cool about things, and then all of a sudden, I had to ask her like a personal question, and I was like, because she always like she'll hit me up out of random, she'll hit me up, and
Yeah.
I just asked her a personal question. I said, hey, like, what do you do?
So you already took her down before you got this letter.
Huh?
You had already taken her down before you got
No,
this letter.
no, I never did anything with her. I was just like I knew her from high school and everything. We just started like just talking, and she just like I knew something was just up with her because she just wanted to just hit me up out of just constantly out of random. So I just
Mm.
wanted to see where her mindset was at and how she just
And where
approached
was
the
it,
con-.
cuz?
So I just wanted to make see was my instinct. I wanted to see was my instinct right, and she was just gonna be like, oh, she's gonna ask me for some money or something. But
Mm.
she pulled a whole 180 on me. She was like, no,
Mm.
I get I had people. So I had people pay for my pictures and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, I'm good on that. I don't do it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that the best way to go about it is to just for me to just kind of bring out. So this is why I'm interested when young men are willing to stand up and say, ladies, just not getting the job done. Where are the sisters at? Where are the ladies at? When if y'all want to jump in here, get in the comment section, let it be known. Okay, we got commenting going on. All right. So I don't need a man for his money. I have my own. So most women don't need a man for their money. We work for our money. All right. So there it is. But still, money comes up. Still, it still happens. So describe that. We have this lady's comments. Describe that.
That's false because the women out here now they can be working, still working, and they still want a man for his money, no matter in a different way. So you can't say that you don't need a man for anything or for his money because still in all, y'all still find a way to get money out of a man. So don't say that they don't do that because y'all do.
Mm, yeah. Well, that's a good start. It's a good solid start. I think personally that women just need to know that they're dealing with somebody above them, and money for most people in that has the mentality anyway, because money is the only litmus test for them to know. All right, shooting straight through to it. Let me ask you one question. Are you excited about trying to get out there and date again, or is it like it's a big chore that you don't want to do?
I'm I'm just like I'm hesitant on dating, and I'm
Okay,
being
okay,
honest with you.
okay. I mean, so what make you hesitant? You know what I mean? Are you is it the time between what happened, with your ex wife and now deceased wife? I'm just saying like tragic story, but I'm saying now you legally and morally free to do what you gotta do. So what's holding you back?
It's the with me on all honestiness of this, it's really the inconsistency of how women are acting today.
Okay.
I
All
can't. I
right.
can't. I don't want to say that all women act a certain way, but it just seems like it's just
Yeah.
sad to me. Like once you get a full conversation out of women, some of them ain't highly intellectual. Some of them just like looking for a way out of their situation. It's just all. It's something that's always attached to what they want,
Always. Always.
and I don't want that. I just like if we gonna meet each other or whatever, I don't want to have us have something. Each one of us have something attached. That's something we're dragging with us. Just like we walk into this and we both have nothing that's holding us
The
or holding
comment
on
right
to us.
the comment right here says you're dealing with the wrong ones. Are you willing to admit that? Because on my other podcast platform, you're a mess. Y'all go back and watch them. I tell folks all the time, your date and the person that you're with is a reflection of who you are. We attract who we are. So if you're attracting people like that, are you willing to point the thumb a little bit and take some of the onus on the kind of energy you're putting out there? Like, how are you? What's going on? Talk to us.
For me, I don't go. What I've learned is what you allow to gravitate to you.
Right, right.
And if you allow that to gravitate to you, then you always keep allowing that same situation to happen. Like when we had that conversation, like last week when we were saying the women always revert back to the men that they always want to, they keep seeking out. They don't. It seemed like when they could find a very good man that can actually be the things that they want, they don't want to do that. They'll revert to go backwards, or a man to do the same thing as well because he feel like it's just too much work. But for me, it ain't a lot of work for me. I'm a like for me. I tell people I'm really a simpleton, which I am, but I do require somebody to have some type of form of intellect with me and that can hold a conversation. If you can't do either of those, I can't really deal with you because I don't want to feel like I have to dumb myself down to, like I said before, like we had the high low quality.
Yeah. I
Like
love so all those things are terribly, terribly valid. So let's take one step further. Are are you and LaShawn basically saying that a woman won't allow herself to have feelings for a broke dude?
nope, they won't. And I've seen it too many times. For like from it, not from like some parts of my own experience, but from what I'm seeing from on a day to day basis. Like a woman to say like, "Oh, I just got out of an abusive relationship," and then you'll find yourself in another abusive relationship again, and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna go back to that," but then you find yourself in another one again. It's like the definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and expecting a different outcome, and it never happens.
And we all know someone like that, sadly. But what I'm saying to you, cuz, is women are the emotional of the two sexes.
Yeah.
So doesn't it seem a little cynical if women are saying I can only have feelings for a man with money? So I was always told that money can't buy you love. These days, can it? Talk
It
to me.
seems like it's buying it for them now, but it's only a temporary fix. Because it seems like if you ever look at it, just I'm gonna put this in perspective. Take like a drug dealer for instance. You
Okay.
know, he got all the flashiness, he got all the money, and the money keeps coming in.
Okay.
Okay, he gets locked up. What happens? There's no money coming. What she's gonna go do? She's gonna find somebody who got money so she could keep that happiness going. Like she likes to keep herself looking upkept. That's her happiness, and it's buying her that happiness for that time being. But when it's not
Okay.
there, that's like a temporary solution or a temporary fix for them,
Right. Right.
and they gotta move on to the next one to keep that same feeling going.
Okay.
So that's their form of love is just the pockets.
That sucks. That's just good and terrible. Well, I don't know. I still just feel like what we're dealing with really is a shift in relationships And we're moving towards dating prostitution, which means that these days money can buy you love. Lots of
Nope.
love.
All it's doing is either buying you a trip to the ER or Planned Parenthood.
Man, money can buy you love. I'm just stuck at that because it's not supposed to be able to buy you love, but yet here
No,
it
it
is.
ain't. But it's that's the new norm for people right now. It's just that's what they want. It's like they happiness comes from a dollar bill. If they don't have it, they not happy.
I'm telling you right now, I don't care if a person doesn't like what I have to say or not. I'm going to say it. And it's high time that somebody said it. Ladies, hoes, whores, hookers gets paid for sex. So if what my cousin Spencer and LaShawn are saying is true about you ladies, and y'all, I'm shooting y'all the link. Jump in here and defend yourselves. But if what they're saying is true, y'all all let's go back to the 100 bodies. Y'all all some hoes, y'all some whores, y'all some hookers. Y'all are women of the night.
That ain't the day. They didn't even care though.
Well, no, I mean, women are going through extreme measures to hide their hookerness and their whole bug. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yep.
talking about that's the bottom line. That's why it's the women of the night because ain't nobody really trying to have folks in their business like that. To know that
Yep.
every night you hit the block and you out there ready to hop in somebody's car and do them.
But it's so crazy now that these women not even care. If I run through a Facebook post right now, like somebody put up a 24-hour posting, I
Right.
see half of them either saying, "Oh, subscribe to my page," or I do meetups or something like that. I'm like, wow.
Meetups, huh?
It's even though they even got it like that on Snapchat, and it's getting sad. You don't see how many things they have put out. They want you to subscribe to their content, and they get angry if you don't buy nothing from them.
We getting deep tonight, y'all. Rock with me. Uh, so that said, all right, you really want to have opportunity to get to the bottom of the Tootsie Roll Center and the Tootsie Pop. And that is
Mhm.
this. And that is this. DMX, may he rest in peace, said it best. What y'all really want? What y'all really want? Do you want love? Because you can't buy that, not real love. So what's the kind of love that they're buying, cousin Spencer?
They bought a temporary fix. It's just like a patch job for them for that time being, and it's just sad. It's like they living for that moment or those thrills at that time.
I mean,
So that's what they
what
buying.
what kind of I want to know what kind of love the ladies is selling to us. You know what I'm saying? If they're not really hookers, if they're not
All
really
they
women
trying
of
to,
the
all
night.
they want to try to they well, they saying they selling people a fantasy, but if you telling dudes you want to do a meetup, you selling more than that now. Ain't even a fantasy.
All the way so.
It's just it's for me to say that about the women, and it's sad to say that it's just it's all cultures doing it. It's just not one.
All cultures is trying to get away with this big money making pop. Okay. All right.
You gotta blame the people that they see it from, and it's like a virus, and they just one person feed on, they got all got to do it,
Right. Right.
and they feel like, oh, this is easy money. And then, like I said, it goes back to that saying again. They be like, "Oh, I don't need a man for nothing. I don't need y'all money." How you don't need their money if they subscribing to your stuff? So obviously you need their money.
Yeah.
Can't say they don't. So they can't use that terminology no more.
How scary is it for us now, knowing that what we know now? How scary is it for us to try to date?
That's why I'm still single. 3 years. I can't see a value in a woman anymore. Like if you want to have some value to you, you keep yourself private to people.
Right. Right.
Every if you want to find a good man, I want to say this in perspective. How you on earth you gonna try to say you want to find a good man? You want this from a man when you're out there showing yourself off like that and presenting yourself to every man in this way. No man gonna have, like you say, ain't no man gonna see you with any value. Every man that see you online, they gonna treat you a certain way because they're gonna feel like you this. I'm gonna just pay you for your time and that's it. You're not worth anything but what you're asking for. The second you put a price tag on yourself, that's what you are worth.
Yeah. I before moving to Dallas, I never saw having the kind of woman that I want and associate it with like my pockets the way it is here. Like there's a certain tier of women that you can get if you're not making much money. There's a certain tier that you can.
Yep.
Um, I mean, we're held hostage. What are we gonna do? So it's like on the flip side, if I'm paying for your love in that situation, um, or your love in, then I'm definitely not buying. What's going on? What's on, everybody? Welcome to Sean.
What's going on?
So I was just saying that my cousin, everybody make sure to this podcast because it's kind of deep. Keep the background noise down as much as you guys can. Mute your TVs, your radios, and the like. All right. What I was just saying is that if I'm paying for her love, then I don't have to, because she's not paying for anything, or does she have to pay me for my loyalty and my faithfulness? Because now we're back to original gender roles. I'm the man, I make the money, you take care of the kids in the house, I buy you what you want, but I'm gonna go out here and do me. So the modern woman really is sticking herself deeper and further in the hole than the traditional woman's really. Because these are traditional women by just being there, being that man's rib or whatever the case may be. Like he gonna put her on a pedestal, uphold her, and be real with her. The guy's paying for it. You ladies can't get mad if he has two other baby mamas or two women pregnant at the same time you get pregnant, or you know what I'm saying? The stuff that we're seeing today, y'all bringing it on yourselves. Go ahead, though, Sean.
I'm taking the heat of what you send back saying. You know what I'm saying? Because what you send back saying is very understandable. If I gotta pay you for number one, I look at it as if I gotta sit back and pay you for something. I don't look at it as genuine, and that's why I was just recently reading how 80% of football players go through a divorce within a 5-year period after they retire from football.
Mm.
And I say that because that goes to show that these women are only there for a purpose, which they have a right to do if that's the agreement. You know what I'm saying? But like you were saying, me personally, I prefer someone genuine. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I prefer for you to sit back and love me for who I am, not for what I'm able to sit back and do to you. You know, do for you in so many ways. In so many ways. But I also feel that this whole protect and provide. Now, when we sit back and say, because these are the acronyms of a male. However, what is this definition by provide? And I say that because we're living in a time now, we're not dealing with virgins. You feel what I'm saying? The majority of the women who we get to a certain age, you're going to be dealing with someone else, with another woman who's most likely coming in with another man's children. So you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the whole providing thing, providing. Okay, for men, whole concept have always been to protect and provide. We haven't always been in situations where money was being used. You
Yep.
feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
But we now live inside a world where you need money to sit back and operate. You know what I'm saying? We got to sit back and feed ourselves. We got to sit back and we got taxes. We got cars where we got to sit back and maintain and buy. You know, it's like a whole lot of things. And me personally, I'm not going to sit back and get broke taking care of you while you work and you able to sit back and save your money. To me, I don't look at that as providing. I don't look at that. I'm sitting back and I'm providing a safe habitat for us to sit back and remain in. I'm providing survival, but me buying you Gucci shoes, Louis purses, getting your hair and nails done. Those are unnecessary necessities that been added on to some of the way we sit back and we maintain ourselves. That's not something what I am used to sit back and provide for. That's not my. I don't feel that I have to provide the funds in order for you to sit back and maintain a miscellaneous lifestyle.
Exactly. Is there an incident? I asked my cousin Spencer. Is there an instance where you actually were caught up one way or another with dating prostitution, where the woman was expecting you to have money?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, yeah, yes. One of my last relationships where I was in, one of my last in fact, without saying any names, you remember the place where I worked at,
Yeah.
and you remember the person who I was dealing with.
Yeah.
Now this is a person who this is the fucked up excuse me, this is the messed up situation with that right there, with this right here. This is somebody who I met, and this person was given a job because W-2 made her work.
Okay.
So W-2 made her get up off her butt to take care of herself and her kids, right?
Okay.
So she got a pretty nice job, and she started making pretty nice money.
The hookup.
But she had a perception as if I'm supposed to sit back and be this person who she never was. You feel what I'm saying? She had a perception that I'm supposed to, in so many ways, she felt that I'm supposed to live up to her means that was falsely given to her.
Oh, I get what you're saying. She got the little hookup and turned bougie.
Absolutely. And what was missing from that was okay, so I don't knock anybody, especially women. I don't knock anyone who sat back and worked to achieve to get to a certain place. I don't knock no woman for that.
Respect.
But when you giving something, you have to sit back and be realistic to what it is. It's not something you work for. This was given to you. And you came up on a nice, you know what I'm saying? You came up on a nice come up. However, the mentality that goes behind that is something that you all the way have to avoid.
Cousin Spencer, you hear what he's saying, um, and all I can think listening to him talk, his frustration. It's you women out, the women out there, especially the sisters. There's no good African men. There's no where they at, where they at, where they at. I mean, I can almost hear the frustration coming out your voice. You know what I'm saying, Sean, at how the situation went down. You expect, okay, God blessed you. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and make this thing happen. I'm with you, you with me. You know what I'm saying? You think that there's gonna be some elevation there. And what I hear him saying is, woman got the money, no matter how she came about it, now she a whole different person, right? So there really, in my opinion, there really has to be a conversation. And I've been texting them, I've been hitting them up. Women don't want to come in here and confront us or rap with us about why they're so loose these days, so easy these days. You know what I'm saying? Why they demanding money, but they don't want to be in a situation where they getting taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main thing is like women have that narrative. Oh, the guy's gonna be the one to hurt. The guy's gonna be the one that caused the pain. But what I'm listening to you, LaShawn, I'm talking about when I listen to you, it's like you wanted it to go a different direction. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to be genuine because we honestly met on a genuine terms.
Right, right, right.
And just to piggyback on what I'm saying back talking about when we first met, um, this person this person had wanted to be in my presence so bad that often, because I didn't have no car at the time, often she would sit back and send a cab to come pick me up to come around her, right?
Hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? So so
Yeah.
so all so with that concept, I'm looking at it. Oh, this is a genuine person who actually really like me. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And
Okay.
and she have no issues with um she have no issues with helping out in situations, even though
Help
it's
you out.
for her desire.
Yeah.
However, she don't have no issues with sitting back helping out just to be in my presence.
And cousin Sean, excuse me, cousin Spencer, help us out here. Like you was married, things happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think money played a part in it, and or lack thereof? Just like somebody flashing cash in front of your ex, or just talk to LaShawn. Can you hear the frustration in his voice? We get with these sisters, and we want things to go a different way, but we realize that what they value wasn't our time or our friendship; it was our wallet. Talk to us, cuz.
From from my own personal experience of this, uh, my marriage wasn't based on money at first. It became that after the like somewhat after the like years down the line, it started becoming that because it started becoming like we used to do go half on everything, and then all of a sudden she wanted to start pulling back from it, like, oh, you can pay for this extra, and I'm starting to put more money towards this, and it came to a point where I'm paying for everything, and she would work and just keep all her money, and I'm using all my money to pay everything in the house, and it was causing a more physical strain on me because then I have to put in more hours at work to try to at
Mm-hmm.
least, okay, I need money in my own account to try to keep
Mm.
up because I'm paying for a car, I'm paying the rent, I'm paying for I'm paying to keep gas in the car. I'm paying for stuff for our kids, even though that's parent responsibility regardless. You know, I'm gonna have to get stuff for the house, things for that nature. And I'm looking like, okay, what are you doing with your money?
Man, that's crazy. I think that we did a good show, fellas. I think that the ladies heard us. You can see the comments being left by a lady, Sean. Um, they blast back. I'm independent. I don't need a man. How do you, before we get out of here? This seems to be their theme, their narrative. you know, how do you feel about that kind of pushback, Sean?
What do you mean? I'm sorry. I wasn't even paying attention to the
You can't read
questions
it.
that
You can't read it.
I see
Oh,
one of the questions posted now, but I really wasn't paying attention before to the comments.
oh yeah, yeah. So this cousin Spencer, he was just going on a on a little conversation about this right here, about women and how they are really dating prostitution. Their expectations are above and beyond what they're willing to serve and do. You know what I'm saying? Like just so, but she was just basically saying, like it was offensive to her. Obviously, I don't need a man for his money. I have my own. Some women, might need a man, but some women don't need a man. We just work for our money. And it's kind of funny that she says that second part because, like, women want to spend the man's money and put theirs up for something else they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to worry about this next function, this next comedy show, because I know Sean going to buy my ticket. So I can buy I can put all my money on this dress. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how women do it.
I'm
Guys,
able to get this purse now.
right. Guys, we can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't really, I mean, it's not even, it's conduct unbecoming to think like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me put on this tight polo shirt and my good jeans and put a sock down my joint, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Get out, get out here and walk around the bar, all cock diesel and all I gotta do is just get there and they're gonna buy my drinks for me. You know what I'm saying? So we can't even put it in our minds like that. What's going on over on Instagram? We can't even put that. We can't even get that going. Cause you see what I'm saying. So talk to me. I'm just saying, like, they can have different expectations based off of them their gender that we can't. Go ahead.
But this but 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 Muhammad, this is why I brought up the word. This is why I have concentrated on that word providing. When we sit back and talk about providing, what exactly is it that us as men supposed to provide? I'm supposed to provide the means for you to sit back and you know what I'm saying, to buy your son some shoes. Now that I'm with you and you got kids from from somebody else, am I now expected to provide for them also? You feel what I'm saying? What I mean by that, because I'm not coming down on the kids. I don't want nobody thinking I'm coming down on the kids. I'm just talking about when we sit back and use the word providing, we got extra things that we sit back and we do. We got extra things, you know what I'm saying? People may have luxuries that they sit back and they like to, they may not like name brand clothes. You know what I'm saying? Name brand
Yeah.
purses, shoes.
Yeah.
Me as a man, is it my job to provide you those extra luxuries, or is it my job to provide the necessary things in life?
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? Because it's a
Yeah.
difference. It's a
And
difference.
but see, are they even? I mean, are women gonna come on that with that kind of depth? There's so much superficial stuff attached to that money. Cousin Spencer was talking about this is so superficial. Are they even concerned about that kind of depth? That's what I
No,
said. We have really helped a lot of women out. Because if you want a man to be faithful and caring and loving and thoughtful, don't ask him to pay for your love. You know what I'm saying? If I pay for something that's mine, I own it. I can do whatever I want to do with it. And when I don't feel like doing nothing with it, I can do whatever I want to do outside of that. My car, let me tell you something. My car that I pay for is in my garage when I go down there to get in it. So, ladies, if you don't want to just be sitting there in my garage waiting for me to, you know what I'm saying, come in there and get in it, don't ask me to pay you to be with to get you in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, that might be a bad analogy, but I hope y'all see where I'm going with that. Help me out. I don't know.
but it's reality though. It's reality. One of the messed up things. Okay, I'm not gonna say it was messed up. I'm just gonna say how it was. Going back to our grandfather years. The reality was that true enough, granddad was paying for everything. However, them kids that live 2 blocks away that resemble your family members, that was like common practice.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? That's because everything was placed on grandfather, so he had the mind concept of, I'm able to sit back and do what I want to do. I'm sitting back taking care of everything. What is you sitting back nagging about?
Right.
I deserve to be happy. So you know what I'm saying? These are things that went on back in the days.
Cousin Spencer, I mean, cut y'all, Cousin Spencer. Along those lines, I still want to know from you, brothers, did we hit an epiphany just in this short, brief conversation and show to where you modern women, by forcing us, like they said, before, forcing us to pay to play, you're putting yourself in the same situation as a traditional woman. You for that money, you gotta do what you're told when you're told to do it, and I can do whatever I want to do when I'm not with you. I mean, help me. That's what happened that fast. I mean, I thought this was a great show because we can get a lot out of this.
Oh yeah, you can.
Say it again.
You can, because that instant, if a woman's acting like that towards a man, like saying like, oh, you got to pay to be in my presence, you got to pay for my time. Okay, once I pay for your time, I'm gonna go to find my time with somebody else. Then, along with that, that's what you basically telling the man, because you showing me you ain't got no worth. All you care for is my pockets. So I might go find a woman that may not care for my pockets. She just might want some time with me. And you could be the main chick, and end up being the side piece. The main chick become the side piece. That's a sad analogy, but it seems like it's almost
true. So here's the tough part, fellas. Here's the tough part. How do we deliver that to the women so that they understand and possibly affect change?
To be honest with you, it's pretty much being answered right now. And I say that because I got in a deep conversation earlier today where a woman was assassinating the what's being called as the passport bros. That's the answer for it.
Passport bro? What are you talking about?
Okay, so the passport bros so what been going on lately is males have been getting out of America to meet a woman to be his wife. And they have been doing this. They have been doing this because outside of America, a lot of women still have traditional values, still have traditional views. Okay. It's only in the West that women feel. The whole thing about being independent just blew up. It's something that blew up and got way up out of hand. Because independent to a lot of women, independent in America mean that you can't tell me shit. Excuse my language. But that's what independent mean. I make my own money. I do my own thing. So really, you can't tell me. And we are now starting to understand that we can't sit back and fight nobody for their way of thinking. However, we now starting to sit back and leave and go seek a wife from other places. This is what's going on. All these countries, you know what I'm saying? They had a video, and I meant to send it to you, John. I mean, Muhammad. I meant to send it to you where they had women that I think they was in Thailand or somewhere, but she made a point of y'all. Her point was, y'all look down on us and say that we sitting back and we accepting these things from males as if y'all throwing them away. And she said, in reality, what we sitting back doing is trying to sit back and let these males know that we truly do love y'all, that we truly do want these traditional values with you guys. We want to sit back and build these we want to sit back and build these values with you. And we have, and she brought up the point, we got just as much education as American women do. We just don't think the same way, you know? And I'm like, dang, you know, and it's happening. And it's happening.
So I'm glad that you feel like it's being answered right now. Cousin Spencer.
Yeah.
Roll out. How do we roll it out to the women? Give it to us.
Like you said before on your previous podcast, stop making yourself easy. Stop making. I'm being honest. Stop putting a dollar sign on everything that comes in your pathway. If you want a truly genuine man, trying to go out and really find a genuine soul. Do some soul searching within yourself first before you even go out to try to find that genuine soul.
Man,
but you can't. It's hard. It's going to be very hard to find it now because how the culture's going. It's very few. It's very few in between. You can find a very good man like myself, or like I don't know, like any other brother that's like a good one out there.
yeah.
They're far few in between because they trying to avoid all the bad ones because it's very few. Is not a lot of good women left.
Yeah, you know, I just feel like this show is the right thing, fellas, because our women need to accept our leadership. They do. And so, you know, I'm not gonna pay you to follow me. It's just one way or another, ladies. Y'all messing up with the whole money dip. If you like this lady Hatley here, then you know what I'm saying, you'll go ahead and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll go ahead and get your own money. It won't be an issue. You know, y'all gonna come together on mutual ground all the time. 50-50, let's go. But still, even then, I mean, it's tough because the way I want to roll it out to them is I want to get them on the podcast. I'm gonna take these snippets and clips and shoot it to them. All of them, the ones that follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm gonna shoot out to them. Will you come on the show when y'all defend this, or just at least talk about what's going on with you so we can understand you? All right, man. I want to give a shout out, man, to my buzz that came out tonight, man. We doing our thing with the show. I'm sorry it's so late. I mean, I worked really hard. I worked out today. I got some goals for my body in 2023. Do something fresh in 2023 for yourself. Tomorrow, make sure y'all do y'all meme tomorrow at some point or tonight later if y'all gonna be up. Do something funny. We're giving away, you know, free services and free prizes and mail outs and all that stuff, man. We're gonna start getting this show popping. In the beginning of the shows, I probably will have like a newscast type thing where I'm going the first 10 or 15 minutes. I'm talking about some of the stuff that's happening. We got 6-year-olds shooting teachers. We got so much stuff going on around the country. All the shootings in California, people are getting sick and sicker mentally. There's just so much stuff going on, man. Like it's just crazy, right?
Yeah, you got about the 5 police officers that beat that man to death.
Black officers at that.
Yep.
So definitely, man, definitely shoot that link to me to my email address. But other than that, you see what I'm saying? I'm gonna start catching up on current events. That first couple minutes of the show is gonna be current events to bring people up to speed before we go off into our stuff. But the reason why I keep the relationship piece in there, everybody, is because until we have unity of thought and unity of person, of purpose, we'll never have unity in the community, and that's what we need the most. All right. Taibu Muad'Dib, man. Go ahead, give y'all shouts. We get out of here. Go ahead, Sean. You first. Let's go.
I just got to give a shout out. I'm just giving a shout out to. I'm gonna give a special shout out to our Black women. Understand, by us speaking on an issue, do not mean that we have a issue with you. You know what I'm saying? We still here. We still here and we speaking on these issues because y'all the ones we love. Y'all the ones we love. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the ones we want to sit back and be with. We just trying to sit back and find a connection. We trying to reconnect.
I want you to
throughout
know
the chaos that we've been through in the world.
I want you to know, Sean's well said. I want you to know that when I put your stuff up on TikTok, that people are discussing that. You know, I put out. You said about the European brother and African sister. You know, you said flat out, I'm gonna talk about my bias openly. You know what I'm saying? And so people have been responding to that. So we have to bring that back out eventually too. Folks want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Interracial thing. All right. Man, we appreciate you, cousin Sean. I mean, excuse me, we appreciate LeSean. You can hang around for a couple of seconds. We'll chop it up as men afterward. I'm just going to remove it so we can get the show taken care of, so end the broadcast. So now, cousin Spencer, give you a shout out. Let's go.
I'm gonna give my shout outs to. I'm gonna say it to like to everybody, not just to the women, but to the men too. True change starts within yourself. Change you first before you change the outer part of you. If you don't understand that meaning, I can give you these three little quotes. You got to study the sun, the moon, and the truth.
Okay.
And each one of those sayings is you gotta heal your body, your soul, and your heart. Your heart discovers all truth. So if you can't understand the truth, you got to see the truth within you.
That's
Like
right. That's hot, man. That's hot. Appreciate you, man. I'm talking about the little girl dancing thing. Folks are still
yeah,
talking about that. We're gonna come back to that as well. I'm removing, get my shouts. We're gonna get up out of here. Taibu Muad'Dib, that's the show. Check me out tomorrow. We're gonna give some prizes away. Make your funniest meme or reel and send it in right there. Host of You're a Mess at gmail.com. Host of YM. Let's go. Let's do it just like that. Get at me. I'll hook you. Anything that you guys send to me, I will make sure that we discuss it on the show. So tomorrow we'll start off with our current events. We'll go over the top news stories, and then we'll jump right off into showing the funnies. Me and Shay gonna have a good one for y'all. Stay tuned. Let's go. That's the show.